Iran admits panic over Trump's plan for a ground invasion, responding in recent hours with a widespread offensive against bases linked to the United States in the Gulf. The regime's reaction came just as Donald Trump began considering options that include using troops to seize Iranian islands, as well as increasing bombings and attacking fortified facilities. Trump received proposals for a possible seizure of Karg Island and other coastal positions, while leaving open the possibility of ground action if Tehran continues blocking maritime routes and attacking American interests. The early morning of July 18, 2026 showed the pressure mounting. Tehran increased the number of nations involved and opened new fronts against facilities that support American forces. In Jordan, posts and videos show bright spots crossing the sky and explosions that were attributed to attacks on the Muaffaq Salt Air Base in the Al-Azraq region. Military monitoring accounts stated that at least 4 missiles hit the facility and that soldiers were injured. Other posts claimed that Patriot systems failed to prevent all the impacts and released satellite images pointing to possible damage to structures at King Faisal Base. The Revolutionary Guard claimed to have destroyed aircraft and facilities, but Reuters was unable to verify the alleged damage. Jordan reported that its defense system shot down Iranian projectiles without confirming the destruction of fighter jets or the number of impacts shared on social media. The videos show an intense night of air defense, but they do not allow us to identify on their own which structures were hit or confirm that the locations marked in the satellite images were American quarters. The most serious and confirmed attack took place in Kuwait. Local authorities said that an Iranian offensive hit a power generation and desalination station, caused a fire, and forced several power units to go offline. It was the second attack on desalination facilities in 2 days. Emergency teams were mobilized, firefighters and workers were injured, and the airspace was temporarily closed due to missile and drone threats. The images show a large column of smoke rising near an urban area. Kuwait relies on desalination for about 90% of its drinking water. This turns the attack into a brutal escalation, because a facility like this doesn't just provide electricity for military equipment, it supports homes, hospitals, public services, and the daily supply for the population. The Iranian regime tried to respond to the American attacks, but ended up bringing the war to a structure essential for the survival of a desert nation. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Kuwait directly held Tehran responsible and stated that attacks on vital infrastructure put civilians in danger. Iran also claimed to have attacked the American Military Support Center at Camp Arifjan and a radar facility at the Ali Al Salem Air Base in Kuwait. In Bahrain, sirens were sounded while the Revolutionary Guard claimed to have targeted aircraft and an intelligence center at the Sheikh Issa base. In Iraq, authorities reported that drones were shot down over Erbil. Tehran circulated claims of destruction on several fronts, but most of those claims have not been independently verified. Saudi Arabia once again found itself in the path of Iranian attacks for the first time in about 3 months. Alerts were triggered in Al-Kharj, near Riyadh, and in Yanbu on the Red Sea coast. Sources interviewed by Reuters said that an offensive would target Prince Sultan Air Base, which houses United States forces and serves as an important hub for aircraft, surveillance, air defense, and operational support. The Saudi government did not provide details about impacts, casualties, or destruction, and the Revolutionary Guard itself did not publicly mention this attack. While Tehran was firing at several points in the region, the United States Central Command was concluding another wave of strikes inside Iran. The targets included surveillance centers, military logistics structures, underground weapons depots, and maritime capabilities. Fighter jets, drones, ships, and precision munitions were used to wear down Iran's capabilities. Iran's ability to monitor vessels, move weapons, and sustain attacks near the Strait of Hormuz. The American command also reported that more than 50,000 United States military personnel operate in the Middle East and remain prepared for further actions. That's where Iran's attempt to show strength reveals the fear of an even more dangerous phase. Trump doesn't need to order a full-scale invasion to increase the pressure. A limited ground operation against islands, ports, military targets, coastal centers, or points connected to the control of the Strait of Hormuz could already strike one of the main tools used by the regime to threaten oil trade. Karg Island is a decisive position for Iranian exports, while other coastal areas help Tehran monitor ships and maintain its maritime presence. The discussion inside the White House shows that airstrikes could pave the way for more focused actions if Trump decides to move forward. The State Department has reinforced the warning to Americans who are in the Middle East. The guidance is to follow embassy announcements, check for changes in flights, and stay alert to possible airspace closures. The warning became more urgent after the disruptions in Kuwait and the series of sirens in Jordan, Bahrain, and Saudi Arabia. The American government admits the situation can change rapidly and advises caution because of potential new floods. Another development in the last few hours is increasing the pressure on Tehran. Iraq and Syria have made progress in reactivating the Kirkuk-Banias pipeline, a route capable of transporting Iraqi oil to the Mediterranean without relying on the Strait of Hormuz. American companies have also signed agreements with the Iraqi government to expand oil fields, gas pipelines, and alternative routes. The agreements announced in Washington amount to about $60 billion, although some of them are still preliminary and depend on projects that may take years. The project calls for a future capacity of up to 2 million barrels of oil per day through the connection via Syria. The reconstruction will not immediately solve the crisis, but it shows a clear decision to reduce Iranian power over global energy. While the regime uses missiles to threaten bases, airports, power plants, and maritime routes, the United States, Iraq, and Syria are working to create a permanent outlet to the Mediterranean. Each new route that bypasses Hormuz weakens the threat used by Tehran to pressure Trump and rattle global markets. Thank you very much for watching this video until the end. Support our project and contribute financially through the Pix key that appears on your screen. We are an independent channel focused on bringing you the truth. Your contribution helps us stay on our feet.